Welcome, friends. For centuries we've searched for meaning in the cosmos, pondered the mysteries of existence, and grappled with the human condition. In this vast universe, on this tiny planet, we experience the full spectrum of life, joy, sorrow, love, loss. But beneath it all lies a fundamental truth, a truth that the Buddha illuminated over 2,500 years ago. Today we embark on a journey to uncover the Four Noble Truths of Buddhism. These truths offer not just a philosophy but a practical guide to navigating the complexities of life and finding lasting peace. Stay tuned as we explore these fundamental principles that can transform your understanding of life and suffering. The first noble truth, my friends, is often the hardest to accept. It tells us that life, in its very essence, is dukkha. Now, dukkha is often translated as suffering, but it encompasses a broader spectrum of experience. It speaks to the inherent unsatisfactoriness, the impermanence, the inescapable reality of change that permeates every aspect of our existence. Think about it, we strive for happiness, for security, for lasting fulfillment. Yet how often do these states truly endure? Like grains of sand slipping through our fingers, moments of joy fade, possessions lose their luster, and relationships transform. Even in the midst of pleasure, a subtle undercurrent of unease persists, a knowing that this too shall pass. This isn't pessimism, my friends, but a profound observation of the human condition. We experience physical pain, the ache of loneliness, the sting of loss. We crave what we don't have, cling to what we fear losing, and resist the inevitable tides of change. This constant striving, this grasping and aversion, lies at the heart of our suffering. Consider the cycle of birth and death, a fundamental truth across cultures and philosophies. From the moment we enter this world, we are subject to aging, decay, and eventual passing. This is not meant to be morbid, but rather a call to truly see the nature of our existence. Even on a smaller scale, we see dukkha woven into the fabric of our daily lives. The frustration of a traffic jam, the disappointment of a broken promise, the subtle anxiety that hums beneath the surface, these are all manifestations of dukkha. The first noble truth isn't meant to discourage us but to awaken us. To acknowledge the reality of suffering is not to wallow in despair but to take the first step towards liberation. It is in understanding the nature of our unease that we can begin to seek its cessation. For it's only when we honestly confront the truth of suffering that we can begin to heal. It's like diagnosing an illness, my friends. Only when we know what ails us can we find the cure. So, let us embrace this truth not with fear or resistance but with courage and open hearts, for in the depths of our suffering lies the seed of our awakening. The second noble truth delves deeper, illuminating the root cause of this inherent suffering. It tells us that the origin of dukkha is tanha, often translated as craving or desire. But tanha runs deeper than a simple wanting. It's a thirst that can never be quenched, a hunger that only intensifies with each bite. At its core, tanha stems from a fundamental misperception of reality. We cling to the illusion of permanence in a world defined by change. We crave security and control in an existence that is inherently unpredictable. And from this misperception arises attachment. We become attached to pleasure, to possessions, to ideas, and even to our own identities. We believe that these external things hold the key to our happiness, that they will finally fill the void within. Yet, as we all know too well, this happiness is fleeting, conditional, always dependent on external circumstances. The second noble truth reveals that it's this very attachment, this clinging and craving, that fuels the cycle of suffering. When we don't get what we want, we experience disappointment, frustration, even anger. And when we do get what we desire, the fear of losing it, the anxiety of change, casts a shadow over our joy. Think of a child clinging to a beloved toy, terrified of losing it. Or an adult, consumed by ambition, sacrificing their health and relationships on the altar of success. These are just two examples of how tanha manifests in our lives, driving us towards endless pursuits, never finding true fulfillment. The second noble truth is not about denying our desires or living a life devoid of pleasure. It's about understanding the nature of desire itself, recognizing that true happiness cannot be found in external objects or fleeting experiences. Imagine a glass of salt water. If you're thirsty, you might drink deeply, hoping to quench your thirst. But the salt water will only make you thirstier, driving you to drink more and more, perpetuating a vicious cycle. Our desires are like this salt water. We crave them, chase after them, believing they hold the key to our happiness. But true satisfaction, lasting peace, can only be found by addressing the thirst itself, not by endlessly chasing after mirages. Chapter 3. The Third Noble Truth. Nirodha. The cessation of suffering. The third noble truth, my friends, offers a beacon of hope. It tells us that suffering, though inherent to the human experience, is not inevitable. There is a way out, a path to liberation from this cycle of craving and dissatisfaction. This liberation is called Nirodha, the cessation of suffering. Now, Nirodha doesn't mean the absence of challenges, the eradication of sadness, or the denial of difficult emotions. Life will always present its share of storms, but Nirodha speaks to a deeper peace, an unshakable serenity that resides within, untouched by the ever-changing tides of external circumstances. The third noble truth assures us that it is possible to break free from the clutches of tanha, to extinguish the flames of craving and attachment that fuel our suffering. This doesn't mean we become emotionless beings, indifferent to the world around us. Instead, it's about experiencing life with a newfound clarity, a sense of detachment that doesn't diminish our joy, but rather liberates us from the chains of dependence. Imagine a calm lake on a still day. The surface reflects the sky, the clouds, the trees with perfect clarity. But when the wind picks up, the surface becomes agitated, the reflections distorted, the clarity lost. Our minds are like this lake. When we're caught in the grip of craving and aversion, our inner peace is disturbed, our clarity clouded. But when we release our attachment, when we find stillness within, we experience the world with a newfound sense of tranquility. Nirodha is not a distant utopia, my friends, but an attainable state of being. It's not something we achieve overnight, but rather a gradual unfolding, a process of awakening to the true nature of reality. The third noble truth reminds us that true happiness, lasting peace, lies not in acquiring more, achieving more, or holding on to what we have. It lies in the realization that true freedom is found in letting go. Chapter 4. The Fourth Noble Truth. Magga. The Path to the Cessation of Suffering. The fourth noble truth, my friends, illuminates the path, the way out of suffering, and into the light of liberation. This path, known as Magga, is not a geographical journey, but an inner transformation, a conscious commitment to cultivating wisdom and compassion in our lives. The Buddha outlined this path as the Noble Eightfold Path, a holistic approach that encompasses every aspect of our being, our thoughts, our words, our actions, and our livelihoods. It's not a rigid set of rules, but rather a guide, a framework for living a life aligned with truth and compassion. The Eightfold Path begins with right understanding, the clear seeing of the Four Noble Truths. It's about recognizing the reality of suffering, understanding its root cause, and cultivating faith in the possibility of liberation. From right understanding arises right thought, the intention to cultivate wholesome thoughts, free from greed, hatred, and delusion. It's about choosing kindness over judgment, forgiveness over resentment, and love over fear. Right speech follows, encouraging us to speak with truth, kindness, and purpose, to refrain from gossip, harsh words, and divisive language. Our words have power, my friends, the power to harm or to heal. Right action calls us to live ethically, to act with integrity and compassion in all our dealings, to abstain from harming others, to cultivate generosity, and to live in a way that benefits all beings. Right livelihood encourages us to engage in work that is ethical, that doesn't contribute to suffering, and that aligns with our values. This path reminds us that our work is not separate from our spiritual practice, but an extension of our commitment to living a life of purpose. Right effort is the continuous practice of cultivating wholesome qualities and abandoning unwholesome ones. It's about showing up each day with intention, with a willingness to grow and to transform. Right mindfulness is the practice of paying attention, of being fully present in this very moment, without judgment or attachment. It's about cultivating awareness of our thoughts, our feelings, and our sensations, without getting swept away by them. Finally, right concentration is the cultivation of a focused mind, a mind that is calm, clear, and undisturbed. It's about training our attention, developing inner stillness, and accessing the depths of our own wisdom. The Eightfold Path is not a linear progression, my friends, but a dynamic interplay of these 8 elements. It's a lifelong journey of self-discovery, of cultivating wisdom, and of embodying compassion in every aspect of our lives. Finding peace within. The enduring wisdom of the Four Noble Truths. The Four Noble Truths offer us not just a philosophy, but a way of life. a life rooted in awareness, compassion, and the pursuit of lasting peace. It's a journey that begins with the courageous acknowledgement of suffering, but ultimately leads us to a place of profound freedom and joy. Thank you for watching. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content on spirituality and self-improvement. Leave a comment below on how these teachings resonate with you, and what topics you'd like us to cover next.